Hi. Um, Hi, good afternoon. Sorry, I'm a little bit late on or tardy with the video today, but Carole Henry, our Albany County Master Gardener Coordinator, is here with me today because we were just talking about some early spring blooms, usually a little bit ahead of where we normally are this time of year. And so you were mentioning there were a few things around the Albany office.
Yeah, we have snowdrops up already that usually are towards a little bit later winter than now. So they're up and blooming. The winter acronites are all in full bloom already. Mm-hmm. So, and some of the trees are even, the buds are starting to swell pretty big. So.
Yeah. And I know we're a lot different than here. I'm sure a lot of you are sick of me talking about Minnesota, but I know they've even been seeing bud burst as early as mid-February. So, you know, we're starting our spring a little early this year.
I started even earlier, and I live in Saratoga County, and my witch hazel decided to bloom just before Christmas. So, and normally it doesn't bloom until February. So
right. And so we've been looking at the forecast quite a bit. Joellen Lampman and I have been working on or planning, I guess, a lawn seeding project this spring. We got the beds prepped last fall. And, you know, in early February, we started looking for kind of that right mixture of conditions to start seeding, which was we wanted some bare ground, some good snow in the forecast, meaning quite a bit of snow, and freezing temperatures at night, warming up during the day. We missed our chance with the early February blizzard. We were hoping we'd get something around this time or last week, the end of February. And, you know, looking at the forecast, we weren't going to have our perfect conditions. We seeded today. We're hoping to get a little bit of precipitation tonight. But it does look like still freezing temperatures around the Albany area with warm days.
Very warm days coming up. So
yes.
We're getting a lot of calls on the garden hotline as well. The garden hotline, the master gardeners are here now 9 to 3, Monday through Friday, and the calls are coming in earlier than normal.
Yes.
And soil samples and plant samples are also coming into the lab. So
yeah. And so one thing to keep in mind, it is still early. We do still have quite a bit of time forecasted for night temperatures to get below freezing. So especially if you're getting kind of antsy to get out in the field and do things, be pretty careful, keep a close eye on that forecast, because I think our daytime temps especially are maybe a little deceiving, a little bit
enticing.
Iffy. Yes, enticing. That's a good way to put it. But there's still time. I think it was right before I moved out here a couple summers ago. We saw some die off because there had been an early thaw or an early warm up like this, and then
a late
deep freeze. So it is still very early. Keep an eye on that forecast before you really make many plans, especially if you're planting outside as opposed to like a high tunnel or doing anything like that. So it's tempting, but you know, be a little wary about some of those conditions.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, so we just, aside from that, I want to keep it short this week. Remember, pesticide recertification day is next week. There is still time to register. That's on Tuesday at the Century House. I need you, if you're there for the all day or just the morning session, I need you signed in by 9. Speakers are starting at 9 a.m. So registration, the morning sign-in is open from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'll have all that information linked. What else is there? Do you have garden education days coming up? It's a little ways out yet, right?
This weekend's Rensselaer Garden Education Day, their spring day. We do have the flower show coming up, the Hudson Valley or Capital District Flower and Garden Show. That's the March 27th through the 29th. We'll be there on the 29th, and we have some presentations that our master gardeners and myself are doing during the day on the 28th. So.
All right. yeah, so I think, oh, one thing for recertification day next week, of course, there has been another round of flu and all the other news that we've been hearing. We are a smaller group than last year. We still have a lot of signups, but, just be aware, aware that it is going to be a group setting. So, if you're not feeling well, it's best to keep everybody safe just in case. We have had one speaker swap out due to the flu. So Mary Centrella won't be able to make it out with us. However, Dan Wickstead became available. So he will be speaking in the core session again. Same topic as Mary was going to speak on, but we'll get to see Dan again this year, which will be great. But I think that's it. Remember, registration links. Yeah, I'll link to the calendar and the flower show that's coming up too. I'll link to that here. You'll find all of those in our e-news this week as well. And I will hopefully see a lot of you on Tuesday.
All right.
Thanks, Carole.
Thank you.